Hello! Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend. It's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday because Easter Monday and Good Friday are both holidays here. So we get a 4-day weekend for Easter. It does mean that my inbox this morning was filled with people wondering why I hadn't worked Friday and Monday. But I'm back today. It's fine. And I hope you've had a wonderful weekend and you're ready to do some scrapbooking, or at least watch or listen to some scrapbooking. I'm here for all of that. It's fine. So I've got an option for you today. So you're going to get to decide. Those of you who are here live on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday, you get to decide which photos we're going to scrapbook today. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you. Okay, let's make sure everything is working. Uh-oh. I can see a comment straight away that says, Amy is trying to reach me? Amy. Like, Amy who has a house leak is discussing that right now and has, and Amy who doesn't like tearing paper, or a different Amy. I'll have to scroll back. I can find that out. Okay, Shimelle, don't try and do all the things at once or your brain will do nothing well. Okay, so... hello Cassie, hello Debbie and Angela and Michelle and Jill and Amy and Elaine and Mel and Angela, Tina, Sophia, Oh, it's Angela that's trying to meet me, not Amy. Okay, I'm gonna write a note down and then look afterward. Okay, because I can't do it in the middle of this, but I can take a note. Hold on, hold the phone. She can take a note. Okay. And then let's, Angela. Okay. It's right next to my desk in hot pink pen. Hopefully I will not miss that. Okay. Yay. Amy's laughing at all the ways that I can describe the same Amy. Oh, I could go on and on, Amy, but I was trying to figure out which things I should pick. Okay, so the photo options today. Either a 3-photo layout with our Peter Pan and Wendy pictures, option 1, or these 2 photos of us as Buzz and Woody from Toy Story, but there's a catch with these. I absolutely, totally head over heels love this photo. I want to include both of them, but I head over heels love this photo. So when I make this page, this one, it's going to look like a single photo layout, but then this is going to open up to see the second picture, because this is the kind of picture that when I turn the page in my album, it'll go whoop, that's where my vision goes. So I don't want them side by side. I want them in the paper equivalent of an Instagram carousel. I want you to see that first and then swipe and go, oh, that's cute too. But that's the winner. Okay, but I also really love these, and I'm going to do all 3. Now, don't freak out if your choice doesn't win today, because I'm planning to scrapbook both with this kit. So it would just be a different day that I scrapbooked it. Okay, so vote for either Peter Pan and Wendy or Buzz Lightyear. Off you go. You can vote while I do my speech. Okay. Hello. Let's make sure that worked. Okay. Hello, I'm Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime you scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I have to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my #advertising. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate those of you who are such regulars that you come here and you give me a thumbs up before I've even had a chance to turn the camera on and be live. Oh my goodness, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here, for shopping through my links, for making comments either on the live or the replay, for taking classes, any of that. It's all good. You can find lots of the answers to potential questions in the description box. It includes a link to these supplies. That's called the April Best of Both Worlds kit. What I'll be scrapbooking with next month, which just arrived. It's called the May Best of Both Worlds kit. I don't rename the kits, so you get it. So you can find both of the links to see all the products there. You can also find a link to the class that I'm teaching right now, and now is a really good time to join because we've just done 2 weeks of kind of gearing up, and this class is called Scrap a Rainbow. And then today, this week, we launch into our colors of the rainbow one at a time. And we add in an extra video. So we have 2 edited videos every week, but then there's also a live video for each color. And just right before we did this, I filmed the little, here's what I'm going to use. So now I can't change my mind about what we're doing in tomorrow's live. But those lives are a little different than this because on my YouTube lives, I definitely, and we chat. It's more like you've come to crop and we all scrapbook together and I talk about a lot of random rubbish. In class, I don't do that. I'm the teacher. So I have to make sure that everything is focused. And the live videos in class are a little bit different. I'm really excited for them. Yeah, so we have like a little Q&A section at the beginning. We have the live video that you can scrap along with me. And then we have a little Q&A catch up at the end. No random rubbish in class. But today, totally random rubbish. Of course, we're going to catch up on everything that we did over the Easter holidays and the weekend and all of that. Makes sense? But anyway, you can find all those links in the description box. Let's scrapbook. Let's see which photos you chose. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, it looks like Buzz and Woody are totally winning. Okay. All right. Yay. Is the picture out of focus for anybody? Connie says she's out of focus. Okay, but Dawn says no. So it might be a connection. Sometimes you have to kind of close the screen and refresh and come back. It might just be bandwidth. Okay, so we'll put these away to do another day. We'll do Peter Pan and Wendy another day with 3 photos. And we're going to do what looks like a single photo layout. I mean, look at this. I got all organized. I have prints. That was the most terrible flip ever. You can tell I don't play cards. But I have a big stack of prints at the moment. I'm excited. Yeah, so we're going to do these 2. Now, papers. I've said all the things I have to say, right? So now I just scrapbook. I think that's how it works. I didn't do lives last week, so now I have to remember how to do my job. I think I can do it. I think I can. Yay. All right. So let's look at the petite prints straight away to see what color the background is, and then I'll do the sketch. I haven't forgotten the sketch. Oh, speaking of that pattern paper, I am going to do an Easter layout with that, but I just haven't printed my Easter photos yet because I haven't transferred them over. I'll do that today. And I think Friday I'm going to do the Munchkin layout. And if you watched last week's, which was like live but edited, then you'll know we had a little adventure last week because WB was a munchkin in a panto. So I have photos to scrap that, but I also want to be able to show you some video clips. So that takes a little bit more getting ready. But I hope you will indulge me in doing that. Okay, so it's between these 2. I fanned them all out, but I know I'm going to these. Straight away I saw it. Okay. And then... Okay. Got it. Everybody's helping me out with what Angela's concerns, the messages that aren't getting through to me or something is about class. So I will do some extra searching. Every once in a while, email decides that somebody's name is just, an absolute spammer or something, and they do everything to hide it from you. Angela, if that's what's happened to Angela, she's not alone because it's also my son's swimming teacher. And this morning I had to go in and check because he's supposed to be moving times and I hadn't heard. And they had to give me all the new information. I'm like, I don't get these messages. But 99% of the time it's fine. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So do we go with the very Buzz Lightyear tone of that? So the colors in the background are different than the colors in his outfit. That's what we're discussing here. Or do I put more emphasis on the color that's in the background and go that way? If I go this way, have I got some purple? I do. I do have purple in this kit. I have purple in the petite prints. Do I have purple anywhere else? Am I starting to lean so heavily in the petite prints that I ignore the colors? Oh, hold on. I have that. Oh, that looked more purple in that light than it does on the desk. This is more periwinkle than purple. Okay, I have these two purples. Oh, I've got a purple grid. That's kind of cool. Hold on, actually. This is looking groovy. Debbie emailed her husband yesterday and it went to spam. That somehow makes me feel a little better. This is a very different color combination for me, but I kind of like it. Yeah? And we bring in some yellow. Why not? Is this yellow from this kit that I cut into already? I want to say yes. Bring in a little bit of yellow. Okay, Cindy, I'll put you on the list as well. Yeah, if anybody's signed up and can't get in, then we definitely want you to be able to see the live tomorrow. So I'll have some time tonight and sort that out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, other things that are in this kit that might work. I think that's it for paper. I think that's where I'm gonna lean that way for paper. Where did I just put the big sticker sheet? It's literally in my hand. Is that what it is? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so does any of this go? I'm not sure. Hold on. The polka dot, this one on top, this is a proper from the kit. So this is Demis Glove, Life's a Party, and it's called Stars and Rainbow Stripes, but that's the B-side. Yep. Okay, these can go back in here. And then we have a look at all these bits and pieces here. Right. And there is super exciting news, and I don't know if you can handle it. So, as wonderful as Sketchhog has been, guess what arrived in the post? Scrapbook.com. They heard from some of you sending messages or Insta stories and tagging them that I had run out of this paper that I had been using for sketches for ages, right? So they sent me some. Are you ready for that? So many sketches I can do. So many. All right. You'll still see Sketchhog a little bit in the class because they're not all live. So, but as much as I love Sketchhog, it's much easier to see them on this paper. So that's okay. All right. So here's my square. Oh, look, I've forgotten how to draw a square on here. That's kind of a tallish rectangle. One thing before I draw this, I want to get all of the other pages I've done with this kit out, because since we didn't do lives last week, I feel a little disconnected from this kit. So I think you guys might too. So let's pull them out and have a look. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've done 2 photos here with rainbows. That was the Yellow Brick Road. I'm so very happy about that border. I'm And then I have the yellow heart paper. Oh, I don't know what order I did these in, by the way. With the peach ink in the middle. Yeah. And the Nemo layout. Oh, which I don't think I've shown you completely finished because I ran out of time, didn't I? Okay, so I ended up adding Nemo's name over here in vellum on top, just in white vellum. I added a little bit more to the rainbow stamping. And I was quite happy with it that way. Yeah. Okay, so I've done those 3 with this kit. Yeah? All right. Now, the whole reason I was going to look at that was to see, had I put everything in the same place? But no, it's okay. They're all in different places. All right, before I did the sketch. Okay. Corey says, do you keep all of the sketches? I always mean to, but every once in a while I'm not sure if I do. So I would say when I clean my desk, I'll probably find a massive stack of them or several medium-sized stacks of them. Okay, so this is going to be a sort of interactive spot, and I want the photo. Not quite that far over. Sorry, more like this. Okay, this is a photo. Here's how you tell. Okay, but then it's going to have a little tab to open, and it's going to fold out that way and have one side journaling, one side picture, because that's going to be inside. Okay. Then we've got quite a few different bits of paper. So I just did a paper stack in the last one that we did live. So instead of a paper stack, I'm going to do I want to do it horizontally or vertically? Or diagonally? What? That might be risky, but I'm willing to be risky. It's going to leave me with the weirdest size offcuts. Oh, how did I do that? I thought I drew on the page. I didn't. I just drew on this. There. Yeah. Okay, how many papers I got? So I think this is going to be green. There's going to be a border along here that's yellow. And that's going to be the purple. Yeah. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the dots. Then, oh, might even put the dots in this section. And then put them, okay, I got it. This is Dottie. Why did I draw it instead of writing the word Dottie? I have no idea other than I make silly choices. It's okay. Title is going to go along here. Yeah. Yeep. Okay. There's going to be some layers back here. And then up here is going to be purple, but I'm going to add some of the dots as well. And they're going to be in this kind of near the photo bit. All right. Oh, Cassie says we need a campaign for the pink Sharpies. I think I can just acquire a new pink Sharpie. Sorry. sorry. Okay. All right. So if you want a screen cap of this one, it's going to look like that. Remember, the journaling is going to go inside, but I will give you places because I may put some journaling on the front, and I'll give you places to do if you want all of the journaling on the front and you don't want an interactive bit. I will also walk you through how the page protector is going to work, because I know that question is going to come up. Also, I've just realized that my audio is showing really, really loud. Am I like blowing your headphones out, anybody? I can readjust or put it in another spot if I need to. Okay. Let me know if I'm way too loud. All right, now. So the purple, I know this will be painful for some people, but one, I'm going to totally cheat here, and I'm going to use WB's trimmer. Because I can cut straight lines, but I'm not sure I can cut straight diagonal lines. And also, I did not prepare my trimmer to be used today. Okay, the thing that I'm going to, oh, volume's fine. Okay, cool. The thing that I'm going to do that might cause you to go, no, is that I'm going to put, this is going to be the background, and I'm going to put the layers on top of this. If you would rather save the part of this that's going to be covered up, I totally understand, but you will need another paper to put underneath, and so you could just put a plain sheet of cardstock underneath and build the pieces on top if you want, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. All right. So then I want a piece that's going to go here. And I'm going to do this in a completely, responsible way of putting 2 pencil marks on it and hoping it works fine. Oh, Jill says this design might get her out of a slump. Well, we know I love that. We do. Okay. To be about there. So I'm going to do there. To there. All right, where are my 2 lines? Here and here. Yeah. Which I know is not going to work. I don't know why I'm attempting to do it with the trimmer. Does it work from this side? It does. Yes. All right, that's one. Then there's going to be the yellow border, but I'm going to put the yellow border pieces on top. So then the green needs to be basically the opposite, doesn't it? I mean, not the opposite, but hold on. That made sense in my mind, and when I said it out loud, I thought that could totally be confusing. So hold the phone. Number one, this pattern has a direction. So if I want the wood grain to go up and down, I need it that way. And then here's what I'm thinking is that this, so I can either cut that, I could cut that the same and save that bit, because the yellow is going to go over the top. So I can save some green here. All right. Okay. And then yeah. Is that about, do I want it to be even? Do I want it to come further out? I think I want it to come out a little bit more along those lines. Okay, so we're going to mark this and this, and we're going to trim that top corner away from the green. Now, I don't want to crease the middle section here because that's where, yeah, so I was just watching here to make sure I didn't crease it with the trimmer. Yes. So I've got this happening. the yellow out from underneath. Sophia is laughing at my choice of phrase. Me saying, I did not prepare my trimmer to be used today is code for I didn't clear the stuff off my trimmer because day to day it is my spare shelf. Correct. Accurate. It's covered in supplies. That works. Okay, then 2 yellow strips here. That's going to be fun. So here's what I'm thinking. Could I do just a strip? Oh, no. Apparently the answer to that was no. Let's try again. That was far less worrisome. Okay, so I'm wondering about, could I do a punched edge or a die cut edge? And if so, what would be a good edge to use with that photo? These are all scallopy. That's a no. I mean, I can do the big scallop. Of course I can. And I could default to that because we know I love it. Just quickly thinking, is there anything I could do to be less predictable? But sometimes predictable is good. It's not predictable, it's a style choice. It's consistency in style. Kind of just wish that I had one that was a bit more zigzaggy rather than round. But I'm not sure that I have such a thing because a long while ago, I decided not to keep border punches if they were not the style that I would use. Guess what? I mostly kept scallopy things. Oh, apparently I also kept one that's birds. Birds, anyone? No. Lace. Those are all worse than the scallop. Okay. One last one at the back that I'm going to look at. Oh no, surprise, surprise, it's also a scallop. Okay, big scallop wins. I'm just going to have a consistent style and be predictable. Right. So, let's do it. If you've got a notebook paper one, I think that would also be really nice with this, but my notebook paper one went walkabout and it has not been rediscovered yet. Hopefully I will find it soon. Did I just do that in the wrong direction? If so, I totally did. Shimelle. Is this one? Wait, hold on. No, maybe I didn't. Which one's the full 12? Because it's been cut. Oh, I just cut this out. No, I'm overreacting. It's fine. Sorry. If I now have underreacted by going, no, it's fine, and in the end I can't make it work, you can all laugh. Okay. Sometimes I feel like there needs to be popcorn service for lives when I can't think of what I'm doing. Right. Oh, see, you've all got ideas now. The bottom of the hearts would be a zigzag. It kind of is, yeah. It's like a zigzag with a tiny bit of curve to it. And someone else has pointed out that I own zigzag scissors. It's true. I do have pinking shears. See? I gotta stop scraping that. I keep getting nail varnish scratches on the layout. I'm going to end up with too many things to cover up. Eep. I was out of top coat. I didn't realize I was out of top coat. But I was. Okay. So pulling that so that I'm from the line to the top of the scallops is a centimeter. Sorry, I just did that in metric because it was the nice, easy line to follow. So what is that in inches? You know, about half an inch. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing again. But let's just check that it works. Okay. Yeah, one there. One here. Not this way because the title's going to sit on that nice straight line. So this one's going to go here. All right. It works. It works. Notebook punch is an excellent default, for sure. Now I've lost track of which side it is. This side. Okay, so there's all my scallops. Then I said I lined it up with that centimeter line. Now I've got my two border pieces. Right, thank you to B for letting me borrow your trimmer. Let's stick stuff down. Boop, 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 boop. It's funny that I'm using this side. So I put it in the kit for this side. But every time I flip through the kit, this polka dot side grew on me more and more. And I was like, I might use that. Oh, don't. Oh, Shimelle. Square it up, square it up. Let's try again. No. Sorry, it's just a little less forgiving than my usual composition. Right, then this one. Yeah. And then the borders. They go along this join. Could pop them up as well if you wanted. Oh, I put that too far off. Hold up. Oh. Hold on. Are they exactly the same? Okay, I'm going to have to cheat just a tiny bit. Okay. I'm going to cheat at the bottom end because I'm not planning to have embellishment up there. So I will need to cover this tiny little bit down here. Georgia only has one border punch. Which one is it? This is the important question. Which one do you have? if I trim that, do it from the other side, it's easier. And that. Then I can cheat this one down here. By using this one little extra bit, popping it together. Running that along there. Yeah? Trimming it off. Okay. Whoop. Then, photos. Georgia just has one, but it is a scallop one. So that is a very versatile punch. Yeah. She says she quite fancies a notebook punch. I agree with that one. I think those are the two. If you were to look at all the pages I've made ever with border punches, those two would be the two most used. My giant scallop. Although before I had the giant scallop, I used my small scallop a lot. And notebook paper. All right. So it's going to go here. All right. This one's going to go underneath. So it needs to be pretty much the same size border, otherwise it's going to be harder to hide it underneath. Doesn't need to be exact because there's going to be a paper piece in between. Okay, so what am I going to put? What am I going to put there to frame the photo? Well, I've got a darker purple in the kit, haven't I? And it is a double-sided kind of purple. This is just, my inner monologue has just come up with a question that I really am curious about. Because I'm using so much of the Petite Prints background paper set, and I've always said that those are like optional if you need some solid colors and you don't want to work on lots of plain white backgrounds or whatever. Is adding the background pack of papers, is that something that tips things out of budget for people? Because if it's over the average budget, then I don't really want to continually use lots of them and make you feel like, oh, now I have to have even more stuff. Or, I mean, you can always, part of the reason they were optional is so that you could replace them with things from your stash. If you've got a big stash of solid colored patterns, but that I would show you what I would suggest if you didn't already have a big stash of it. So, interested in your thoughts on that one. Yes. Valerie says she kept meaning to buy the big label punch, this one, but now she's worried that she left it too late because she can't find it anywhere. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to do some looking. The last time I saw their catalog, it was still in their current lineup, but you might need to ask somebody to order it for you or something. Right, I need to score something. Do I have a scoring blade around in a place where I know where it is? No, of course not. So that's all right, because there are many other ways to use your trimmer to score something. Just looking to see if I do have a stylus handy, because that's the easiest. This one has a good end. That paintbrush might be a good one. Okay. I wasn't going to use the sharp end, by the way. I was going to use this nice rounded edge here, but I'm going to try that. So basically what we want to do now, so So I've cut this into a long strip that's the right height for the photo, but it's obviously too wide. Instead of trimming the left-hand edge here, I want a fold. So I pop it into the trimmer just like I would to cut, but instead of cutting along that line, I want to score along this channel. Now you might have a scoring board that's exactly for this purpose, and if so, then great. If you don't, look how easy it is to do with the channel on your trimmer. Done. Perfectly lovely straight line that way. Then I want to trim that so that now I have a little card that will open up and reveal the pieces that are going inside. Yeah. So this photo is going on the front. This photo is going inside. Yeah. Da, da, da. Yeah? Are you with me? Is it making sense? Elena says she likes the background sets and it's fine for her budget, but she still has lots of colored cardstock if she ever needed to be more fiscally minded. I love it. Catherine gets the background papers every time. Corey loves the background papers. They're the few leftovers that never get wasted. I do like that because I do love that they're always something that's easy to use as scraps. Like if I go through my scrap basket and it's filled with papers like that, that's a joy. Really easy to use. Whereas more specific patterns are harder to use in the smaller pieces sometimes. Yeah. Cool. All right, so I want more around the outside of this. More! But that surprises no one. Okay. Also, I've just noticed that there's a bee pun on here that I'm totally going to ignore the bee pun and use it anyway because it says, "What's the buzz?" Okay. Right. I want, oh, in fact, maybe I use that as the tab. I was going to say, I'm coming over here to get a tab so that, you have something to open this with. But let's use that. What's the buzz? So I'm actually going to put it on the back layer here. Maybe. Just deciding. Yeah, and then I'll put the, so I need to get this stuck. And then I'm going to put a little element here for lifting it. Okay. Now, this is just a little too small for how heavy I want it visually. So I'm going to add another layer. So there's more of this, obviously. But my plan was to cut some of that to go up here. And I still like that idea. What else have I got in here? Oh, there's a black and white. Oh, and I keep forgetting about these. Oh, lose them. Okay. So, could add in the turquoise a little bit. What have I got that I've already cut into? Black and white. The other side's pink. Or it's just slightly too green, isn't it, to go with that blue? But I've got more than one shade of blue. Is that one is better match? Okay. It's an awful lot of full sheets to have cut into, though. So, oh, I kind of like the black and white. All right. Hold up. I don't know. I've been using my trimmer. Maybe I should keep using my trimmer. Well, it's not even my trimmer. I've been using WB's trimmer. Maybe I should keep using WB's trimmer. Right. Yes, I did just stack the trimmer on top of the other trimmer, but with a bunch of layers of stuff in between. Shh. Okay, add the blue in as well. Or don't be ridiculous. Got a branding strip pulled up. One of the reasons that I don't get on with trimmers. Branding strips never stop you from using your scissors. Okay. I know, I've cut into a whole piece of paper on a maybe. I know, it's shocking. I have more paper. It's okay. What do we think? Okay, everybody say more. Yes. Mel! Mel, were you not paying attention at the beginning? I'm just teasing. It's okay. Mel says, I'm with you, but question, how do you put it in a page protector? How do you cut out a bit so you can flip it over to see the other photo? Yes. And I will show you. I will put it in a page protector and I will adapt the page protector while we're live. So, yeah. All right, this I'm going to pop up. Elaine says, did WB have a good birthday? He did. Yeah. And really good time in the show and our funny little city break to Luton. In case you're not from around here, Luton is not the sort of place that you take a city break. But needs must. And also, I think I have to scrapbook the pure comedy of Shimelle leaving London. So I will save all those stories and we will make a layout out of it somehow. I don't know what photo I can use, but I'll figure something out. Because it turns out I have forgotten how life works outside of a city. And it was hysterical. It was absolutely madness. And I ended up narrating it via WhatsApp to a friend at one point because I was like, this is ridiculous. You will not believe how bad I am at coping at life without London. Oh, that green camera is totally joining in the fun here. Okay. I'm going to glue these first. I almost want these to be inked because it's a paper stack and I like paper stacks to be inked. But I haven't inked anything else and I'm not pulling it apart to ink it. So there we go. Elaine says, but did I get a lot of knitting done? Strangely, not as much as I took with me, but yes, a fair bit. And I did knit in the audience and in between shows and all of that. Not during the show, but in the interval and while I was waiting in my seat and in between the matinee and the evening. Yep. Okay. Right, title along here, except, of course, my title letters are not going to work, are they? Because they're peach. Although they are a decent match to this. But they're not very Buzz Lightyear. Oh, but what have I got in the black and white stuff here? Because these... Oh, you know, nothing that works with the story you're telling, Shimelle. Of course. Okay. But that would be an option. These would be an option if my photo was anything other than Buzz Lightyear. So I think, you know, because look, match, totally a match. So if you're scrapbooking anything other than this, you could use those letter stickers, no problem. But I've made it hard for myself, haven't I? Whoops. It's okay. Dun, 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 dun. AJ's got a brag share. Whoop, whoop. She just finished painting her bedroom a gorgeous plum color, and now she's going to set up her desk and get her scrapbook supplies unpacked. It's the first dedicated creative space she's had in 5 years. We are celebrating for you. That's glorious and amazing and wonderful. Yes. Okay. I'm going to cut out some bubbles from here. Is this going to make for riveting live viewing? You know it is. Okay, so let's see if this works at all. But my thought was that I could have that top corner be more purple by using the purple background grid, but still coordinate with this dotty corner by having some of the pieces cut out and layered on top. Now, if you have no worry about the top corner being purple, you could just repeat that paper up there. That'd probably be easier. But I'm going to cut these out. Also, if you were using any other paper that had like actual circles, you could punch them out or die cut them out. But no, I've chosen one that has like pebble or bubble shapes. So I gotta cut them with scissors. I suppose you could scan and cut them, but it's not going to be the whole page. So just doing a little bit. Let's see what we can create. It might not work, but I think it's going to work. Oops. Okay, blue. Mel is freaked out because I'm detail cutting. I can't stand that word though. I'm detail cutting. I can't say it the other way. I don't like the F word for cutting. I do actually find detail cutting really therapeutic and I really enjoy doing it, but I don't think it's hugely therapeutic with a live audience. I used to back in the day, like detail cut a paper when I wasn't filming anything. I would detail cut a paper while I was doing something else, like watch a movie or listen to something. Yeah. There's no one watching you there, so. But it's okay. It's not totally nerve-wracking. I just feel like I should have prepared a monologue. And I didn't. I read, I always enjoy this topic. the topic of do you have a running inner monologue or not? And I think you can probably guess by the fact that I can sit here and talk while I'm live that I do. My inner monologue never stops. I hear voices in my head narrating the whole day and thinking all my thoughts. Yes, there's an actual voice there. Sometimes multiple voices. Sometimes they have different accents. Not in a weird, disconnected kind of way. But they all make sense. They're not weird. It's just how my thoughts are organized. So like what I mean with different voices is like, so, say I read a Twitter conversation, which I read a Twitter conversation about this very topic. Every time the conversation changes to a new person, I read it in a different voice. But of course with Twitter, it's people I don't know. So I'm not hearing it in their real voice. I'm just like casting a random voice actor in their spot. This is not sound, I started saying this thinking it's going to sound completely sensible, and it's getting worse instead of better. But you know, you're here for the entertainment, right? Yeah, so it turns out about half the population hear a voice when they are thinking. Yeah, like you have an inner monologue. Half the population don't. I learned a lot about this from my English teaching years because it fits right along with the fact that when some people read, they hear the words that they are reading in their head. When some people read, they do not hear what they are reading in their head. And as an English teacher, that can be something that makes a big difference in how people are interpreting what you are teaching because there's so much reading involved. Yes. And if you, it turns out that there are very similar instances that deal, there's a hidden Mickey, with visualization. So, for example, I've just looked at my coffee cup. So if I tell you to imagine a Mickey balloon, this is an interesting one because some of you will know what a Mickey balloon looks like because you've seen it many times because you also have decided to, you know, go see a mouse in a castle. And others will visualize a Mickey balloon because it's a shape that you know, a balloon, and you probably know what a Mickey head looks like, so you can imagine that a balloon shaped like Mickey would be like a normal balloon, but with 2 extra bits. But some people do not visualize in pictures. So you could say visualize a Mickey balloon, and they would just have a blank thought. And the truth is, it doesn't need to be something they haven't seen. It could be something that they totally know. You could say, visualize an apple, and they'll be like, okay, I know what an apple is, but I'm not seeing it in my mind. And I find that sort of stuff really, really, really interesting. Is that too weird? But yeah, my inner monologue never stops. Yeah. So I was asking WB this morning because he spent Easter holidays reading like nonstop as well as all the other stuff. And I was like, I wonder if he hears now when he reads. And he was like, yes, and they all have voices. Some of them are not British. Some of them are not American. So he said, sometimes I have to imagine what their voice sounds like, where they're from, and it's probably really wrong. So it's a good thing it's only in my head, which made me laugh a lot. Oh, Sophia is now trying to think about whether she hears a voice in her head or not. Debbie has a 24/7 monologue and hears words when she reads. Yep. Amy is with me. See, this was one of the things that I had to really work out when I was teaching, because Amy's like, but how do people not have a voice in their head? And I'm like, exactly, that was the thing where I was like, hold on, I'm teaching children who are going, well, when I read, I just read and I don't hear anything. And I'm like, how does that work? And so I did a bunch of research on it, but I just sent one flying. And the annoying bit was that as somebody who does hear the voices, it was really hard even in reading the research to make it make sense. I was like, but why? Right. So I think I'm going to need another kind of big blob. But I think we're getting to what I was imagining here. Is it totally rubbish? Hopefully not. I just realized you could have a lot less trouble putting them into a nice pattern by using this and then putting them into that pattern, because then they would have the same sort of spacing as this. But I thought of that too late. Okay, so I'm going to add these two in, and I'm going to cut one more big one, I think. I think at least it needs one more large piece. Maybe this one goes underneath here. So anyway, I read that discussion this morning, and it was a discussion with lots of different people weighing in. So it was actually quite a mentally taxing discussion for me to read because I had to make up so many voices. And sometimes when I read conversations on Twitter, and it's strangers, the whole idea of, but what if I'm casting them from the wrong part of the world or something? But I'm not going to like click through to everybody's profile if I'm just reading one thing they've said. So the sorts of things that bother me. Funny. Yes. Susan says that when she's reading, it's like watching a movie in her head. And if she makes a movie of the book, it's never the same. And so that's not as good as what's in your head. I totally agree with that. Yeah. Elaine's like, yeah, JD's monologues. Yes, I think JD in Scrubs is a great example of just somebody who has a constant inner monologue. Jackie's a reading specialist. She found that those without the inner monologue have a difficult time comprehending what they read. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Dawn says, so when you're reading all of the comments, every comment has a different voice. Yes. All of you have different voices in my head, but when I'm reading them out loud, it's just in my own head. And yes, that bothers me a little bit. But I think it would get into very dangerous territory if I tried to do the voices that I hear in my head, because inevitably most of them will be very wrong. But yeah, you all have different voices in my head in the comments. And you also all have slightly different posture. But that's probably going one step too far. But yeah, if Susan says reading a book is like casting the characters, yeah, you are all cast in my mind. And it's not that I can imagine you standing around my desk. It's more like you're kind of floating in little bubbles because your icons are little circles, your little avatars. So yeah, but I do kind of imagine how you stand and a voice for you. And so if I meet you and I know your voice, then your voice is more accurate. I've met Debbie. Debbie's voice in my head, I can hear in her voice, but I can't do her voice because I don't know her that well. But yeah, I can do Debbie's voice in my head. And it's closer to what Debbie would actually sound like. Cassie says, is my voice the same as the voice? Yeah. So when I read something from Cassie, because I know Cassie very well, if I read a comment from Cassie in my voice, it is definitely 100% Cassie's voice in her accent and everything. Yep, in her inflection, all of it. Of course, now I'm like, oh, but maybe I need, because it's not connected, is it? I'm going to need some little dots there. I'm making more work for myself. It's okay. We'll get it. Right. Susan says, as long as I don't sound too ochre Aussie. What's ochre mean? Okay, that's beyond my Australian knowledge, so I need help on that one. What's ochre? Let's have this little set here. Oh, it didn't do any yellow. Hold on. Let's do this whole set here. Then I think that's my detail cutting patience done. Right. Amy says she wants to sound like an amazing Disney villain in her head. That's hilarious. In my head, I mean. Maybe you can sound like one in your head too. Gemma says, do the voices match our real voices if you've met us? Yeah. Gemma, I know your voice. Yeah. Yes. Jackie says, like, if you read the memoir of someone, like an actor's memoir, so you know what they sound like, you read the whole book in their voice. Yep, totally. There's that meme where it's a picture of Morgan Freeman, and it says, isn't it amazing that as soon as you started reading this text, you heard it in Morgan Freeman's voice? But then the very last, it kind of then describes the phenomenon, and then at the very end has like a total not family friendly non sequitur just to get you to say that in his voice. Oh. Courtney says she does a live chat and people are always surprised by what she sounds like the first time, and she's never sure how to take that. Courtney, I have this in person with my height, and it always cracks me up because people are like, "Oh, you're a lot shorter than I imagined," but I've been short my whole life, so I've never, as if I had been tall and then shrunk. But you know what? Like, being short to me is very normal, so I can't imagine what it would be like for someone to imagine me being tall, because I am definitely not tall. I could stand on a chair and probably still not be tall, you know. I'm short. So I'm always weirded out when somebody meets me in real life and it's like, oh, I thought you'd be taller. I'm like, well, I'm not. I'm short. So yeah, I never know how to take that. I thought you'd be taller. Oh. No, I'm 5'2" if I stand up really straight. Now, in my family, that's tall. So, there we go. Right, last one. I don't have the patience for any more. And yes, my inner monologue was saying, don't cut anymore. You cannot cut anymore. Right. Okay. Now, so I got the yellow one. I can go over here or over here. I don't really want it to like pyramid, so let's see what happens. There ended up being quite a few that are pink. Those are the same color. Let's put the blue one in here. I know it kind of distorts my hidden Mickey, but I think it's okay. Oh, nope, that one's gonna live there now. It tore the background paper. I think it might be better without that pink one there. Better? Yeah, these are too close together. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to stop messing with that. Definitely want this green camera in here. Can that be the pull tab? No, because I don't want to overlap that much of the photo. Okay, so I got to do the title lettering first. Okay. Oh no, Mel thinks she is shrinking. Oh no, oh no. Courtney says, why do people always imagine some people tall? Is it a personality thing? Like, if you have a big personality, you must be like a big, tall human. Hey, howdy, hey, Harmony. Um, Jackie is convinced now that the correct answer to the top corner is just to use the other part of this so that you don't have to worry about getting these pieced into the right place. I don't think that's a bad strategy, to be honest. Debbie says I do sound tall. This cracks me up. Oh, Amy, what show are you doing? She says it's next week's Tech Week for a musical, and she's been singing a lot of Disney villain songs in her classroom. What show are you doing? Right, I need letters. And I have like 4 different layouts with the title To Infinity and Beyond, so I need a different Buzz Lightyear quote. Okay, now I have this from way back when. I didn't use nearly enough, but does it have enough that could work? All right. Other Buzz Lightyear quotes. Oh, what just happened? Is everything still okay? I pushed the wrong button. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I hope we're still alive there. Sorry if there's a little glitch. Okay. There we go. Buzz Lightyear quotes. A Buzz Lightyear quote for every situation. Is there going to be one for the situation is I have too many Buzz Lightyear scrapbook pages with the same title? Excuse me. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. I think that might be good if I can do it with 2 different kinds of letter stickers. Can I spell Space Ranger in these? S-P-A-C-E. I've got no R's. What? R. I got no N's either. So no, that's out. Okay. So, I mean, the title's not out. Those letter stickers are out. I've got white ones. They would be fine on there. Oh, this is almost a full set, so I think I'm fine. S-P-A-C-E-R-A-N-G-E-R. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that. And then I'll use little ones to do the top bit. Okay, Amy says they're doing Into the Woods. Oh, Into the Woods Junior. The junior version stops at Cinderella's wedding. Okay. Gotcha. It's on time with kids. It's a good challenge. Okay, what am I spelling? Space Ranger. Oh. You can spell it, you can spell it. Ranger. P. S. Space Ranger. Okay, then I need little letter stickers for, I believe, oh no, excuse me. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. But that's going to take me ages, and I don't have ages. So I'm going to leave the little letter stickers. So they will go along here to make that longer title. Then this is going to open. There's going to be journaling here, which I probably will cut a journaling piece to go there so I don't have to write on top of polka dots. So journaling is going to fit in there. However, if you didn't do this and you just had a single photo here, look, this is a great place for journaling, which is part of why I wanted to cut out the bubbles instead. You could just leave these off if they're not singing to you, but I want to do a little bit more with them and get to a point where I love them. So enamel dots, where are you hiding? I've got the stickers there. Oh, they're down here. Okay. Because look, you could layer these up with the dots. Now these are not, again, they're not the right color for emphasizing the Buzz Lightyear color scheme, but it could work. Right. Now, let me show you what I'm going to do with the page protector. So I need a page protector. They're in this cupboard here, I believe. Right? Oh, hold on. The things that you know where they are, and yet as soon as you think you know where they are, you go, no, that's not where you keep them. It's okay. I can pull one out of an album if I need to. How funny. Because I have like 200 of them in a box. But I clearly don't know where I've put the box. Right. Which album is this going into? Do I have... Oh, here. Never mind. I found them. Guess what? They're right underneath the albums. Okay. So here's my page protector. Here's what we do. First of all, we start by having the page protector the right way up. That way. Okay. So page goes into album. Don't do that. I just bent part of the layout. Okay. Fix that. Ah, don't do it a second time. Put more adhesive down so you stop doing that. Okay. Oh, I see why it's catching on the edge rather than there. Okay. So you put it in here. You know that this is going to be your folding spot, just like it was on the paper that's going to unfold. Yeah. Then you get a pencil and a straight edge, either a ruler or a piece of paper or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Now, just outside the pocket, just outside the foldy bit, the card, I want this to open up. Now remember, my What the Buzz is on the back, not the top. So I don't need to cut around it. Done. Okay. Take layout out. Put in something you can cut into, like a piece of chipboard. Yep. So I can see these 3 lines. If you're good with a craft knife, use a craft knife. If you're not good with a craft knife, you're like me. This is better with a metal ruler, but I don't have one handy, so I'm not using one. Yeah. If you end up getting a big dent like that, but it doesn't cut quite through, that's all right too, because we can go in and cut it again. This and like this. Yep. So then we punch this out. Now I've cut this on one of the really thick page protectors, so I might need to cut a second time or just go back in Now that I've punched through a tiny bit there, I can just bring the scissors inside. The thinner ones, these are the We Are Memory Keepers ones. They're really thick. Thinner page protectors are really easy to cut through. Okay. That one, done. Page goes inside here. So I have only cut through one side of the page protector. Oh, these are going to take more glue. There you go. I wanted to know if I ever have to add adhesive. Sometimes, not very often, but sometimes. So now, when you get to it in the album, it's protected. It's not going to get fingerprints, but this is unprotected. But it opens up like that. There we go. That's what I got time to show you today. So, oh, Amy says this is the part of the layout where she would lose a finger. Please don't lose a finger. Right. So that's how you do the page protector. Yeah. Then when you get to it, you just open it like that. Easy peasy. Yeah, don't overthink it. So things I'm going to do. The journaling will go inside there. Probably a little bit of journaling up here too. I'm going to put lettering, small letter stickers here to finish the title. And then there's going to be some embellishment. That camera is totally going to come in, and I might embellish around these circles up there. Just really small little bits and pieces. There's not going to be any big embellishments. I'm not going to put like a giant die cut here. You could if you started there, but I think I've gone past the point of being able to just add in giant things like that on this particular page. So that's what we got. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this sort of video, if you enjoyed this, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. That would be super duper 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 awesome, whether you're watching live or from Tomorrowland. And thank you. I'll do a little thumbnail. There we go. So thank you for joining me. And then I'll be live on Friday, 9:30 in the morning UK time. But also if you're in class, I'll be live Wednesday midday with all things red. Very exciting. So I will see you at some point. And if you want to join that class, you can still join the class. The link's in the description. And I'd love for you to join in right now. It's a great time because we're just starting our rainbow color section. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you Friday. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.